I'm with Melissa Mason, and tell me what happened about your fire.
Well, it was the first day of Christmas break, and I was writing my Christmas cards one day, and I had a candle burning on a side table similar to how I'm sitting here, only I was sitting on a bed, and I think when I threw my covers off, an envelope kind of flew up in the air and landed on the side table when I walked out of the room, and we had a fire within 2 minutes, and the whole room was ablaze within about 5 minutes. So, as soon as I heard the smoke alarms going off, I immediately left the house and called 911.
Oh my. Had you ever been through anything like that before?
No, this was a first for me. I've lived here at the time I had lived here for 7 years, and my kids were not home that day, but this was the first catastrophe that we had ever experienced personally. No, I had never heard of FirstCall, but I also know that for me, as a single mom, I was a full-time graduate student, and I worked full-time.
Yeah.
And that situation alone, without a catastrophe, would merit help of some kind, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't have family around, and I know my limitations, and I know that given those circumstances, I really needed guidance and direction and input on how to get through the process, how to navigate the insurance claims, and really it was just so educational for me to have his input and to know that he was fully capable of doing what I couldn't do for myself. I needed support. I needed somebody not only with the negotiation skills, but with the practical team that could come in and do the work that I literally couldn't do.
Yeah.
Because I'm only one person, and I'm working full-time in graduate school on the weekends. I didn't have the manpower to do what was necessary to get through this process. Everybody was helpful, from finding a place to live to coming in and doing the inventory, helping me price things, and helping me just know how to deal with contractors, how to draw up a contract to do my rebuild. I mean, everyone, I couldn't have done it without them.
Yeah. And how far into your claim were you when you decided to bring FirstCall in?
Oh, it was immediate. I hired them on the front end within 24 hours of the fire. I had no doubt in my mind that I needed them.
Yeah. And what would you say to other people out there who might be in the same position, unfortunately, and have never heard of a public insurance adjuster before, or who have never heard of FirstCall before?
Basically, the way I viewed FirstCall, they gave me the manpower that I physically and mentally couldn't do on my own. As a homeowner, I had insurance, and I thought I had covered my bases to be prepared, but I didn't know anything about those policies.
Yeah.
And what FirstCall did was they basically acted as a mediator for me to get the maximum out of my coverage.
Yeah.
Because if they hadn't gone to bat for me, I know that I would have been taken advantage of.
Right.
I know it without a shadow of doubt, because that's the way insurance, it's a game, basically, and I'm not trying to be negative, but I didn't know how to play that game.
Yeah.
And FirstCall knew exactly what to do. They knew the right people, the right things, the right everything. And I know that they helped me get through that successfully.
Yeah. So you really felt like you had an advocate on your side.
I definitely did.
Yeah.
I most definitely did. Yeah. I had talked to people that had been through similar situations, fire loss,
Yeah.
as well as total flood loss.
Yeah.
And I know that you guys work with all kinds of natural disasters, recovery from that. And basically the way I look at it is you're a recovery team.
Yeah, we are.
And I don't know if that's the right term that other people would use, but it was worth it to me to have someone on my recovery team to get through it.
Yeah.
And to get through it successfully, not to get through it exhausted mentally, physically, and all of that. I think the best situation would be to have you guys on a team, because we really need people like you that can help, navigate through the ups and downs of it and getting back on our feet and getting the most for our policies, basically. And as well,
everything that you're owed.
Yeah, just the resources that you offer as well. Giving us information on where do I go now. And I will say, that I've heard the Red Cross is a good resource. Well, I think somebody showed up, but when you're looking at your home and all of your belongings gone, you really don't know where to turn.
Yeah.
The first step, do I call a hotel? Do I call family? Do I call a friend? So I think from the very beginning of the process, you guys really walked me through it to know, how do I take it day by day?
Well, thanks for your time, and the house looks amazing.
Thank
and
you.
We're so glad that you're back together and whole again. And
Thanks.
yeah, sorry again about your loss. We're glad we could be a part of the recovery team, though. That's a good thing.
Yeah, and if there's anything that I know without a doubt is that I couldn't have done it by myself. So I really appreciate all that FirstCall did for me. They were always available. I had everybody on speed dial, and I didn't go through it alone. And all my questions, really, I was able to get everything resolved as painlessly as possible. And not only did they equip me, but they were encouraging in the process too. They let me know that everything was going to be okay.
Well, good.
So,
well, good.
Thanks, Stephanie.
You're welcome. Thanks for your time.